Yo, yo, it's your boy Dotto, man. We here once again, tapping in with the words of the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. Okay, boom, got it. Um, so today we're gonna pick up, like usual. We just here to talk a little bit, put some new words into the air, atmosphere, etc. I don't remember the last one we did for real, but I'm a guess from my good memory. So we started here, we did our heat, Anakin. All right, I found it. So how y'all doing, man? I hope y'all doing all right. The next video is another 3 words from the Metaphysical Dictionary. We just like to come out here, give a couple of examples, things to think about, things to reflect on. The word that I have here is Aram, A-R-A-M, Aram, meaning the highlands, high, exalted. The metaphysical refers to the intellect. The intellect has its foundation in spirit, but in unawakened man, it has linked itself so entirely with the outer or seemingly material realm that it reasons that the basis of its senses instead of acknowledging divine mind as the source of all intelligence. All right, I kind of messed up there. So, Aram, highlands, high, exalted, metaphysically is referring to your intellect. The intellect has its foundation in spirit, but in unawakened man, it has linked itself so entirely with the outer or the material realm that it reasons the basis of senses instead of acknowledging divine mind. Yeah, so people are really just operating from the 5 senses they teach you in grade school and shit. Ear, touch, smell, taste, feel, all that shit, whatever the fuck they are. Just the 5. But like what they're saying is like that's where we stop. That's where we grow from, and that's like where we keep it in that realm. We never even acknowledge the divine senses. So like imagine like if they told you have 5 senses, but if there was like another 5 to complement those 5 that are like on the other side, you know what I mean? It's kind of like chakras and shit like that. There's 7, that's what they tell you. But like then there's like a whole nother stack on top of that type shit, you know. So I think that's good to remember. I think that's good to understand, especially whenever you're trying to elevate your own consciousness. You're trying to elevate the way you're acting, the way you're being. And sometimes it's going to be kind of like stagnated. It's going to feel kind of like, you know, refrained because you're operating from your base physical senses type shit, but you're trying to operate into your divine mind, your divine reasoning, the divine spiritual shit that be going on, you know. Yeah, you got to use that as your source of intelligence. So when you start thinking about shit, how you're going to take it back to the divine mind, not to your mind that went to school, that went to this job, that had these parents and these friends, but like, how do you take it back to the divine mind within and really access and like be able to think in those kind of ways? Aram. The next one is Assos, which means approaching, Assos. Um, the metaphysical definition is an intellectual state of consciousness that is willing to examine into the truth and is therefore drawing nearer to an understanding of it. So this is a good like growth from Aram. From Aram, you're at the base senses. You're trying to get into that divine mind. But now when you have Assos, it's more like you're approaching it now. You're doing that work. You're getting the skin off. You're getting the fat out the way so you can get to that lighter area. It's not so heavy. It's not so dense and shit like that. So at Assos, you are approaching. Assos. The definition is approaching. The metaphysical is an intellectual state of consciousness that is willing, again, willing to examine. You have to be willing to do this shit. This is not like you just trying to do it so you can get something on your resume or so people will look at you like, oh shit, you got that tear on your face, nigga. That mean you got a body, nigga. Like, it's not representation like that. You have to be willing to examine into the truth. and is therefore drawing nearer to an understanding of it. Sometimes we're so fixated as people because we work from the base senses that we don't want to examine into the truth. We only want the truth. We want the absolute truth, and we don't care about nothing in between from where you are to where the truth is. They want the truth. They don't want. But what this is saying, like you're approaching it, you have to have that. You have to have that approaching mentality when it comes to this kind of like study and work and consciousness development and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You have to draw nearer unto that understanding of it. You got to really allow yourself to have that approaching mentality, the willingness to examine into the truth. I think that shit's hard, like into the truth, you know, because the truth is relative. The truth is like, it can be obscure, you know what I mean? So if you're just focused on trying to, you know what I mean, get to the truth, no, don't trip. Like the truth will reveal itself, but there's this thing within the Assos that they're talking about that you're gonna experience as you draw near to the truth, and you get the real understanding. The last word of the day is Atarah, 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 crown and head. Atarah, it kind of sounds like tiara or Atarah, tiara, crown, head ornament. Metaphysical definition. When one learns to know God as a loving, merciful, kind, compassionate father, husband, friend. That's that Christ consciousness shit right there, boy. You gotta have that Atarah, man. You gotta be able to really look at God like, man, you my partner, bro. You my other half. We are one. People get married because it's holy matrimony. It's unity. We come into one. They say the word husband in here, like, no, you already know what time it is. So, that's that idea of like, you really are that to me. You really are that person. You're merciful. You're kind. You're loving, compassionate. You're the father. You're the head. Like, you have to have that submission. And, even in husbandry, if you can take out the like, ayo pauseness of that shit, it's like the husband, if your husband, it's almost like a husband to you, that's like you're submitting to that motherfucker to whatever degree, like, the husband, I think that's tight. But you gotta know God like that, in and out. You gotta have that relationship. And this is an order of relationship as well. He's the father, he's the husband, you are the son, you are the light, you are the one, type shit. But Atarah, meaning crown, head ornament, metaphysically, meaning when one learns to know God as a loving, merciful, kind, compassionate father, husband, and friend. These are the things that we need. These are the things that we got to keep chiseling at to make the breath a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when it's clogged with fat shit, it's hard to breathe through the but man, you start to do this work, start chiseling, start understanding new things, allowing yourself to challenge the mind, become more spiritually inclined, man. That passageway clears up, man, and things start to become for the better, as they must. Aram, highlands, highly exalted, refers to the intellect. Understand where your foundation is. And it's okay, some of us are unawakened in certain places, so as we become more awakened, we have to understand the basis. And that's how you get to the top. And that's the basics, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. That's all outer. We don't want to be too connected with the outer, man. It's all about the inner. So kind of think about your basis. Where are you operating from, inner or outer? Are you caught up on this? Are you talking about it because it's this? It's physical? It's something it's something? Or did it first come here, from here? Now you see it. Now you interacting with it. Assos, approaching. Always have that approaching spirit. You're drawing closer to the thing you're looking for. You got to have that mindset, bro. Like, that's why this shit is important, bro. You got to remember, like, man, I got to have that Assos mentality, bro. Because I'm approaching. I'm getting closer. You got to remember that. Sometimes it's hard to remember that shit in the midst of trying to get to that shit. You know what I mean? So have that Assos mentality. Remember you're approaching and drawing near into the things that you're trying to get. Then the Torah is your crown, your head. Make sure you keep your head ornament, man. Continue to know God as a loving, merciful God. Continue to know God up top in the brain and the mind. And you do that, man, I promise you. You on the way, baby. Yee.